Hey everybody, this is Brody from Brody's Garage. Today is June 17th, 2026. This is episode 2.7. How's it going everybody? Brody here and welcome back to Brody's Garage 2.0 series. This is the second Chevy II Nova that I built now in the last 5 years. If you missed it, I had another channel on my personal channel, Brody Dolinick. You can go look at that. I built the 67 Nova from start to finish in my garage at home. The car, after a 4-year build, was nearly finished and I wrecked it and totaled it out. And you can follow that entire journey if you'd like on my other channel, Brody Dolinick. I'll drop a link below. But for those that have been along for the journey the entire way, here we are with the second build. This is the 66 Nova. Ultimately, it looked like a 67 when I put the front end sheet metal on it, but it is a 66. And I thought I would pick up where I left off. I just began installing the Church Boys Racing 4-link setup and also the Detroit Speed mini tubs. Let's take a look. Okay, for starters, I finished up the subframe connectors. If you remember in my last episode, I was stuck. I couldn't do this side because this brace was missing from the car, so I had to order a replacement one. I also ordered a complete, or I should say a front quarter floorboard here. Unfortunately, that didn't work out because it was just a few inches too short. Not the first time I've heard that in my life. That sheet metal came to like about here, and unfortunately the two holes in the floor were just behind that. So I ended up making some patch panels for those. I got those welded in and ground down today. I put this brace in and spot welded it in, and then I was able to finish up the driver's side subframe connector. So I just got that done, and I'm gonna be the first to tell you, these welds, not very attractive. It's very tough because this is 3/16 thick metal here, and this is like super thin, I don't know, 18 to 20 gauge sheet metal there. So if you try to put any heat on it, it just burns the hell out of that. So what I try to do is make a first pass and just kind of fill in that gap. And I think what I'm gonna do is grind it flush and hit it with a top pass again, just to kind of make it look pretty, but it's definitely in there. And you've also got these outrigger braces, which I don't think I talked about in the last episode, but these go out to the rocker panel with some plates. So the subframe connectors are done, and then I finished up the Detroit Speed mini tubs, which are right there. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do you a complete process of how those went in from start to finish. I'm gonna narrate the whole thing. Let's go. Okay, so for starters, you're going to drill out the spot welds to remove the trunk hinge bracket and the support for that. You're also going to move into the inside and remove the back seat brace. These are the templates from Detroit Speed to mark off where you're going to cut. After you get all this sheet metal stuff out of the way, I also chose to cut off about 2 inches of the factory sheet metal. This is marking the lower end of the template. And then you're going to cut all that stuff out there. This is me removing the outer section of the frame rail. And these final closeout pieces. This is the stock tub removed. Then I start bending and fabricating the closeout panels to go on the outside of the frame rails. This is some damage that somebody had done to the frame rails, so I bent that out, and then I patched that in with a little sheet metal plug. It's hard to grind with one hand as you're holding the camera, by the way. There's the rough welding of that, and then this is me cutting off the flanges of the Detroit Speed mini tubs and doing a mock-up test fit with some clamps. Scraping 50 years of gunk away. Fabricating the final closeout pieces for the front and rear. That's what they look like welded in. At this point, I remembered I had a handy little air punch tool to make these little holes in the perimeter. This is the rough fabrication of the modified seat bracket. And this is me modifying the trunk tower support, welding that in. Whew, well, it was about a week's worth of work, and there is the completed passenger side mini tub. And now it's time to get started on the driver's side. And bam, that's what they look like when they're finished. That's inclusive of the trunk brackets, the modified seat back brace, etc., etc. Of course, I had to stuff my old wheels and tires underneath and see what they look like. This is the driver's side and the passenger side, and that's with the 305 3518 with a little bit of room to spare, honestly. So there you go. So overall, I have to say that the Detroit Speed Mini Tubs was a much bigger job than I expected. The last car that I built from Real Deal Steel, those guys installed the tubs for me, so I received the car with the tubs already installed. Doing it yourself, big pain in the ass. About, I don't know, 10 days worth of work, maybe, something like that, from start to finish. And that's, of course, not putting in full days, but long days by myself, and it was a big job. Overall, super glad I did it. And so I'm gonna call it a day, but before I do, I want to show you something really awesome. You see that behind me there? I received the entire rest of my order from Church Boys Racing. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so we've got the Detroit Speed inner fenders, and they are shipped with this nice little cardboard cutout stuff, which is really kind of cool. But those are in there. We've got a power rack, power steering rack. We've got hardware. We've got billet aluminum drop spindles and hubs. We've got an I Did It tilt steering column and brackets. We've got Willwood rotors and calipers for the front, Viking coilover shocks. We've got tubular upper and lower control arms with the RideTech joints for articulation and adjustment. How sweet is that? We've got the complete front subframe, modular subframe from Church Boys Racing, all laser cut metal, TIG welded. Look at that, beautiful work. It's even got my name on it right there. How nice. Over here we have a quick performance forward 9-inch rear axle with Willwood disc brakes on it, a nodular third member, 350 True Track posi gears, and man, I can't wait to get this all in the car. But the good news is now I've got my foundation. All my brackets are installed, the mini tubs are installed. I know that my tires are gonna fit up underneath there. I can bolt the front subframe on and start mocking up the front end. So in the next episode, I will get to that. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Please, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to this channel. Even if you subscribe to my previous channel, it really helps me out a lot. I really appreciate the support. And who knows, maybe I'll start monetizing my videos and making $10 to $15 a month. Woohoo! All right. So check back soon. I should have the beginnings of that front end put on the car, maybe the rear axle in, and who knows, maybe drop the car on all four wheels and tires for the first time on this body. Exciting stuff. As always, I hope that I inspire you to get out there and work on your stuff, because if I can do it, you can do it. All right, so until the next time, take care of yourselves. See you then.